Good morning. All right, I wanted to pop on here and talk about the quickly approaching, actually, it's here, right? The holiday season is here. But I wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about setting your intention for the holiday and really keeping yourself calm and really knowing like how you want the experience to be for yourself and for your family this year. And you get to decide. And I think that that's the most amazing part. But I think sometimes we feel like we can't decide because we get guilt trip from mom, guilt trip from siblings. Maybe somebody makes a snide comment. Mom cries on the phone when we tell her we're not coming. All of the things, right? I've experienced all of these. And what we have to realize is that we're able to view this situation through a lens of love. Some people really benefit from us not having any boundaries, and we are constantly self sacrificing ourselves to keep the peace with them and make them happy. But we're not happy inside, and we're feeling that turmoil building up. And then eventually it's going to lead to resentment. So we want to avoid that. So I want to offer up some tools that you can use through this holiday season, whether you choose to spend it with family or whether you choose to stay at home. This is what we do, and this is what we've decided to do. And it was really hard for the grandmas at first, and now they've totally been fine with it. But we don't typically go up on Thanksgiving. We just don't, and we don't go up every Christmas either. Um, I am a homebody. I love spending the holidays at home with our little family, cooking good food, and just enjoying it together. And what I have found is I used to let the guilt trip that mom or whoever siblings like would put on me, but then I would realize like my mental health and how I want to spend my holidays like stress free, just enjoy it, not have any expectations placed on me to be or do or act a certain way, and just be able to have fun with the kids was that became more important to me for my experience and for their experience, because we do visit family other times of the year as well. And so it's not like this is a one time that we go see them every single year. So again, everybody's situations and circumstances are different, but a few tools that I want to offer is one, setting your intention, choosing how you want the holidays to feel. And they can feel just as calm and happy going and visiting the family and doing all the things as they can staying home. So you get to decide what feels good to you, and just making sure that you set that intention. How do you wish to spend the holidays this year? How is your husband or partner feeling? Do they want to hop around families? Are they doing it just to keep you happy? Like, where can you compromise here? And if you want it to feel happy and peaceful and not end up in a fight with your spouse or partner, like, how can we do that, right? So really set your intentions. Sit down as a family and decide, how do we want the holidays to feel? How do we want to spend our time? Do we want to be running around, or do we want to just stay home, have a quiet evening together, order some food, cook some food, whatever you enjoy? And then the second thing that I want to offer is, if you do decide to go visit family, go visit your partner's family or whatever, and it's not your favorite thing to do, just remember to breathe deeply. So become more aware of what is happening inside your body. So a lot of times we'll have that anxiety or overwhelm start creeping up, and we're going to feel this like tightness in our chest. What if you just take a really deep breath? Like, take 3 really deep cleansing breaths just in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just take a few of those. Clear your head. Maybe you place a hand on your heart and you take 3 deep breaths collectively as a family in the car. I've done this with my kids before. They used to think I was really crazy, and now I'm like normalizing this woo-woo-ish I'm becoming. But place your hand on your heart, take 3 deep breaths, and just know that you have your back. And you can go in and you can choose to have a good time, or you can go in and you can choose to have a really bad attitude. I used to choose to have a really bad attitude, and I didn't necessarily think that it was a choice. I just would have a really bad attitude. And then I realized, you know what? I can choose to be me, and if that's too much for somebody else, that's on them. I started to see through a different lens, a lens of love, that a lot of times when we are triggering to other people or we are activating toward other people, It's because they have something within that's not healed. It's not within us, it's within them. But a lot of times we take that on as being our fault, and then we feel guilty. We caused a problem. We did this, and it has nothing to do with you. So I just wanted to give you like that little perspective shift, and then 3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths. Anytime you start to feel that feeling bubble up, maybe somebody's saying something that's activating or triggering to you, and that is a good time to, instead of snapping or saying something snide back to them, you can again take 3 deep breaths and walk away and ask yourself, why is this here? Why did that activate you? Why did that trigger you? Why did what they say bring something up within you? And you get to look within and figure out where it came from. Maybe it stemmed from something in your childhood or your teen years or anything like that. But dive within and really think about, why is that here? And then the last thing that I want to offer you is just making sure that you get me time. I feel like sometimes this is something that we're able to just like push to the side during the holidays. And it's actually probably when we need it the most, when we're stressed about everything, we're running family to family and we're doing whatever. Make sure you take that time. It's like I told my husband, so my dad passed away last month and we're going up to clean his house out Thanksgiving weekend. We don't typically go up for Thanksgiving, and we're driving up Thanksgiving Day, but I told my husband, I said, I'm going to my power burn class at Bristlecone at 9:30 that morning before we leave. And I just know that I need that time for myself. And he's like, okay, yeah, it puts us up there later in the day. And I'm okay with that because neither family has plans. And it's the off year, so not everybody's coming, which now makes me feel better because sometimes I just like to be home and cozy and like in my element, right? So just remember, take 3 deep breaths, set your intention for the holiday. And if somebody says something and you start to feel that guilt creeping in, that overwhelm creeping in, or any of that, just ask yourself, why is this here? And write it out. It's always really good. If you think about our thoughts in our brain like fireflies in a jar, they're gonna keep pinging around until we release them, until we take that lid off the jar and we allow them out. So when we get them out on paper, it's gonna bring a lot of clarity to you, and you're gonna begin to start to understand yourself even more and build that relationship with you. So just remember, 3 deep breaths, take some time for you, set your intention for the holiday. Thank you. I don't know who's here, but I can see Facebook user, but not your name. So thank you for being here. But yeah, take your deep breaths, journal, just get your me time in before pouring yourself into an environment that's not always the most comfortable for you or that you don't always enjoy, so that you can respond instead of react to any situation that may arise. And then just view other people. If they get ticked off by something that you say, or mom cries or puts that guilt trip on you, just remember that that is like something that's unhealed within them. And they can choose to either see it or not, but you are holding up a mirror. So they're going to feel it and they might react to it because maybe they haven't gone down a healing journey themselves and all they know how to do is react. So just keep that in mind through the fun holiday season, because I feel like this is a time of year that for a lot of people seems to be really stress-filled. And I think that this should be a time of year that we get really excited for and thoroughly enjoy. We get a lot of time off of work, for those of you who work, and you get to spend that with your family. And I feel that you should choose how you want to spend it and enjoy the holidays instead of getting stressed out over it. So thanks for being here. Those are my little tidbits of advice for today as we start to really creep in to this holiday season, and I hope you have the best day.